Hello. 11.6.21 update for SongCreator. I'll have the app open. So my last update I think was 11.3. I have a window open showing all the differences on my Git, showing the changelog. So I could read it over on this other screen and try to describe. And maybe show some stuff, who knows. So just want to make sure my mic is in sync there. I think it's good. Just gonna... Alright, so just gonna go over what I added in and changed since then. So let's go to MISC. I added in, or I haven't really gone over. So between this version and the last version, I've improved the focused frets area. Whereas last time it was a bit hectic, but now it should be focused in a certain 4-finger fret area for choosing notes. And this is a little convar. Every time you hit a note, you're eligible, or every time you hit a note, it builds a counter. And once it reaches 4, it says you're eligible to move your 4 fingers fret area. And I have this right below, require minimum note length to move. So you require a quarter note to move the note, because I was seeing 8th note, 16th notes that would change fret area, and I didn't like that. So I also added, let me get to priority before we get to the next two. So priority, I added a whole new thing. So this is how notes are determined to be chosen, or note lengths, specifically lengths. This is regarding, last time I had pure random note lengths, whatever, I shuffled the list of note lengths that you choose off here for each arrangement, the eligible ones. Then it goes, picks ones randomly and adds them up and gets a combination of 4 seconds for 4-time signature. So what priority does, it introduces a whole new system on how the note lengths are arranged. It does it by priority, and I built my own small system here. So you notice that each type of note, whole note, dotted half note, dotted quarter note, dotted eighth note, dotted 16th note. That's as far as I wanted to get. I don't want to do 30 seconds or 64ths right now. But you notice there's 3 inputs each. What I call those are min, max, reduce by. So the priority, the idea is it starts off between 10 and 30 as a number for whole note. Because whole note, I'm going by hundreds. So between 10 and 30% priority for whole note, compared to dotted half note between 10 to 100% priority, and etc. You'll notice that 16th note I put between 5 and 30 random. And then the reduce by is that whenever that note is considered or calculated to see if it's eligible, it pulls first by the priority. So these all start between 1030, 10100, whatever it is, whatever the highest priority one will go first. Then it'll see if it's eligible, and regardless if it is or not, it'll still reduce that priority by the reduced amount. So let's say the whole note has 30%. It randomly gets 30% priority, and then it calculates if it's eligible. It reduces 20% and goes to the back of the line. So the priority is just to be calculating if it's eligible to be added to the note lengths. It's not even removing it if it is. So what I was seeing was with certain numbers, you'd see patterns. I would see quarter notes, half notes, and then I would have arrangement or measures of like pure eighth notes pop in out of nowhere, or a mix of eighth or some pure 16th notes popping out of nowhere. So I have a lot of files between 11.5, around 11.5, 11.6 that I changed the dotted 16th note because I was getting too many 16th notes. I had to change the priority. So this is better than random, and this is more precise. You could change around what type of note lengths you want to prioritize. You could combine that with the tempo. And we come back to here, the MISC, max num of 16th notes in measure. I added this because I saw some measures that were doing pure 16th notes, and I added this in to add another layer for 16th note eligibility to count the current amount of 16th notes in the measure and come up with these two variables. The max number of 16th notes you want in the measure, which I set to 4, and the max number of cumulative 16th notes in measure. In other words, how many in a row can you have going by? So I put it as a limit of 2. So I think it actually stops around 3, but the point is you're not going to see full measures of pure 16th notes. That's not how I want to use 16th notes. I want to use 16th notes to fill in the time as a possible ghost note later on, but I don't want pure 16th notes, especially with 93 BPM. I'd be more acceptable to 8th notes. Also, I added in a priority for string distance to try to prioritize string distance of 1 compared to string distance of 2, because I saw a lot of time string 4, string 6, and then, or actually string 4, string 6, strings 4, string 2. Like, I'll keep bouncing. But let's see, I'm going over the change log here before I run this. Mostly just added the priority, so it changes notes a lot. Then, yeah, that's the 16th notes. Wired all the GUI. I did a lot of debugging on the focused frets area. On the last video, I did 11.3. The focused frets moved too much, but now I did more adjustment on the focused frets, so you can move the focused frets every 4 notes, as long as, it'll keep going until it finds a note length of 1, a quarter note, for it to move frets, because I don't want to move the frets on 8th or 16th. I consider that not enough time. So yeah, the focus frets area I think is improved. You may notice once I start demoing something. And yeah, just more adjustments. I had to fix this drop down to actually change the title and file name when I change. So I could probably demo something. I think I made the notation choosing a lot better. So let me change the directory, put it in the SongCreator demo folder. So this might crash or might error. So this is a continuously running program until you close it. So because of that, if you try to run this twice, there's lots of things I have to clean up. Sometimes I could clean it up all, but you keep adding to the program and keep having to add to the list of things to clean up. So I notice in this version, it's common for certain errors to appear if I generate twice. So you might see me closing the app and reopening it. But let's try. Let's go back to a exotic Chinese Mongolian. Okay, let's see. So this is all the updated settings I chose. Priority. The frets are going to be 1 through 14 or 0 to 14. Let's see how this looks. I'll try playing a little bit of it. See right here, it's actually 3 in a row. So I put it to 2, but 3 isn't bad because before this I was getting some mixture of full notes or full eights. See, this is okay. These are eights. They're dotted. I can handle that. So yeah, you'll see the priority mixes up the notes. We're getting eighth notes here, getting dotted. These are all mixture of dotteds. Then you got quarter note dotted. Let's see, half notes, eighth, 16th notes. You get a mixture of all rather than just randomly. It's kind of, there's some little sense to it. Right here, 3 16th notes only. So this variable might be off by 1. You have to look at how it's set. But as I want to see if I change this. I'll make another song. Let's try this, all right? I want to see, I might have to restart the program, we'll see. But I want to see what happens if we change it to 16th, 16 max, and max number to 16. Okay, hold on. Before I do that, let's just make sure I don't see any eighth notes that are longer than 3 in a row. 3, 3. Like so the rhythm, I don't know if I went over that, but it took me like a day or two to get that right. It's 3 in a row, 8 notes, or 16th notes. See, it's 2 there, 3 here. All right, I'm not going to look through the whole thing. Let me just change to the new song. Change the number 16th notes. I don't know if I'll have to change the priority. I did have to lower it. So let's see. A sharp. Actually, let's try E. Okay, this might error. See, I had to do it twice. Let's see. Oh, okay, it filled all the notes. All right, let's see. Do we see any 16th notes longer than a 2 in a row? Did I set up the Convar to be wired correctly? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Here we go. See? This is why I had to add the Convar in, because what if I don't have it set low, it's gonna go like that. See, I mean, it's configurable however you want it. Now, I bet you, for demo's sake, let's try max number of, let's try something weird. Max number of 16ths in measure is 16, but let's try how many you can have in a row. Let's try 6 in a row. Will that work? I'm curious. I haven't tried mixing and matching it. Let's try it. And I think it just rewrote it. The same file name. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, it bugged out. See, this is what happens when you run. All right, let me close and reopen. Let's try pentatonic blues in G. Let's try priority 16th notes to be 110. It's 3 digits. This is meant. I gotta fix this to be between 100 and 200. This is width 2. I gotta make it another width. But let's see. Reduce by 5. Let's prioritize 16th notes for demo's sake. 6 in a row might be 7. Oh, I forgot to change the... Let's try that again. Forgot to change the folder. Default folder is something else. Do this off camera here. Alright, let's do the same settings. 16th notes, 100% to 200% priority. Make it way up there. No, max number total 16, max number in a row 6. Exotic. Japanese. Let's try that. How many 16th notes are we going to get? Total and cumulative per measure. Wow. See that? It's prioritizing it. Fascinating. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's off by 1. So I put 6 at 7. But you can see, oh, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, that counted. 7 right there. Then the last one's the 8th, 16th, and 8th. How does this sound? Well, you get the point, right? So it prioritizes the note based on the configuration that you like to set. I don't know any other examples I could do. I'm sure there's a bunch, but it's really a lot that you could do with this. How do you want to play? Personally, I want to have 16th notes less priority. That's why I put that default 5, or let's close it and reopen it. But that's why I put the priority 5 to 30%, 16th notes, and then cumulative max 2, but it's actually off by 1 to 3, max and measure 4, because at 93 BPM, they're too fast for me. But what happens if you do... Well, you could play around with this, I'm sure. Let's try something like 180. Then let's try... I don't want to mess with anything else yet other than priority. Let's try... So right now I have a priority for each arrangement the same, but I can see myself doing priority for each. Like, for example, I have the rhythm prioritizing fast rhythm and the lead doing slow lead, but it's all configurable. Right now it's all global. But since we're doing freaking 180, let's try super low priority on fast notes. So I have it in place if it clamps to 0, and once it reaches 0, the priority will reset. So these numbers don't have to be perfect. I just want to put low priority on these notes, and I want to put higher priority on these notes. Let's put these priorities higher, and more priority on whole notes. But we could reduce the whole note by more. That should be a good demo, so we're expecting more longer notes. Let's try that. Or did I break it? It's possible that I broke it, huh? Oh, no. I forgot to do the folder. I have to copy the... Here, this is actually the file, the folder that I've been default doing it in, this SongCreator GP I mean, look at all these. It goes back. I've quite a lot from all versions. At some point, I'm sure I could open them and explain, but let me just open the most recent. Changing 180 tempo, priority on longer notes. So here we go. See, quarter notes are more prioritized, whole notes as well, because it's a faster tempo. See how the whole thing is. Oh wow, that's, see, this will make me say, okay, another configuration for eighth notes. But okay, you got eighth notes that are fast, but they're less prioritized. What I mean is I could add another convar if I need to. Max number of eighth notes in measure, max number of cumulative eighth notes in measure. You know, it'd be fun. It's like you also tie that into the tempo. You change the tempo, it changes these. But it could get really detailed. It's not bad, right? What else can I try? Close the app and reopen it. Exotic, Ethiopian, A, something. Key of B. Tempo 380 for the lulls with 400 measures and default everything except for I want alt lead 456. I want rhythm 234. I want lead 123 strings. Can I break it? Will it generate? Error. Let's try a different one. Error. And I broke it. Yeah, there's certain combinations I can't do. I have to look into it more. I'm not sure if it's the strings. Let's try 380, 400. Maybe because there's so many measures. Let's try default settings. Hey, that worked. I have to look into this, why that strings might have errored, if that's anything. Oh, 120. But there's how many measures? 13 minutes? Oh my. Sorry, I'm breathing in the mic. But yeah, work in progress. Wait, that was pretty cool. Listen to that. That's neat, isn't it? Those two talking to each other, those two arrangements. That's a keeper. But this might be too fast for me. 120 tempo. Who knows? Oh well. It's picking up. A sharp Lydian. That's not too fast. That's repeatable. Pretty cool. Pretty cool what it comes up with. Oh, I like that. Listen to that. Left and right. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, this is a keeper. Until I see how hard it is to play it. Oh, look at that. Look how each arrangement leaves this small section silenced. Look at that. Pretty neat. See, that's too fast. That's why I put the limiter on. It would have just kept going. 16th notes, I imagine more of as a filler, not to play in a row. That's why it's like, this is set to 2, but it's actually 3, and then it doesn't count up the previous measure. It only counts the current measure. So yeah, how I have this, each measure is its own class that has its own note lengths, note strings, and the rhythm, oh boy, is even more complicated. Because I have to calculate both strings. And don't get me started on that. Who knows if I'll even want 3 strings. But I think this is a good demo for the current version. Other than tempo, number measure worked. So the goal is to get an album to write that I could record, and I'm getting there at the click of a button. So see you next update. Pretty cool, huh?